Rome, 44 BC. The air is thick with omens, with whispers that snake through the columns of temples and the walls of the domus. Gaius Julius Caesar, the man who dared to challenge the gods with his conquests and ambition, stands at the pinnacle of power. But the shadow of envy and fear lengthens over him. Many senators, once his allies and even his debtors, now look at him with suspicion, fearing that his thirst for glory will drive him to don the crown, to destroy the sacred Roman Republic. The signs are everywhere, the extraordinary honors bestowed upon him, the rumors that he is needed as king to defeat the Parthians, even that controversial episode at the Lupercalia, when Mark Antony attempted to place a diadem on his head, a gesture that Caesar, while refusing, did not deny with the firmness many expected. In secret, a plot thickens. Men of different backgrounds and with conflicting motivations unite in a dark purpose. There is Decimus Junius Brutus Albinus, a loyal follower of Caesar, perhaps blinded by the ambition for even greater power. There is Gaius Cassius Longinus, a former enemy, whose personal resentment for missed appointments mixes with Republican fervor. And then there is Marcus Junius Brutus, the tormented soul of the conspiracy, a man torn between affection for Caesar and his unwavering belief in Republican liberty, influenced by his noble origins and the pressing voices of the other conspirators. His participation is crucial, a seal of legitimacy for an act that many consider sacrilegious. Others join them: Trebonius, the Casca brothers, Galba, Ligarius, Aquila. Many owe Caesar favors, but the fear of his power outweighs the debt of gratitude. Clandestine meetings follow one another without formal oaths in the heart of the Roman night. About 60, perhaps 80 men united by a deadly secret. Cicero, old and prudent, is excluded. Mark Antony, powerful and unpredictable, is spared in the belief that once Caesar is eliminated, he will adapt to the new order. The date is set, before March 18th, when Caesar will depart for the war against the Parthians. His Hispanic bodyguard has been dismissed, an opportunity that the conspirators cannot let slip away. The designated place is the Curia of Pompey, where the Senate meets temporarily, a sacred place where Caesar will be unarmed and whose doors can be easily blocked, sealing his fate. The tension grows, like the tide before the storm. The 15th day of March, the fateful Ides, dawn breaks with ominous portents. Calpurnia, Caesar's wife, is tormented by premonitory dreams and begs him not to go to the Senate. Even the soothsayer Spurina had warned him, "Beware the Ides of March." For a moment, Caesar wavers, undecided whether to heed his wife's advice or face his destiny. But Decimus Brutus, with honeyed words and apparent loyalty, convinces him to change his mind, not to give the impression of yielding to fear. As he makes his way through the cheering crowd, a man, Artemidorus, hands him a scroll revealing the conspiracy. Caesar, distracted and perhaps presumptuous, does not read it, postponing his attention to a more opportune moment. Before entering the Curia, the ritual sacrifices offer unfavorable omens, a further warning ignored. Once inside, Caesar takes his seat. The conspirators surround him under the pretense of presenting requests. Suddenly, the first blow. Publius Servilius Casca strikes the attack. Caesar tries to defend himself, but is overwhelmed by the number of his attackers. Daggers hidden beneath their togas rise and fall upon him 23 times. Legend has it that, seeing his protege Brutus among his assassins, he exclaimed in sorrow, "Et tu, Brute?" But the truth of these words remains shrouded in mystery. Caesar, the conqueror, the man who had bent Gaul to his will and challenged the power of Rome, surrenders to his fate. He covers his face with his toga and falls at the foot of the statue of his old rival Pompey, staining it with his blood. The Senate is in chaos. The uninvolved senators flee in panic. Cicero, far from the fray, expresses his joy at the death of the tyrant. The conspirators, with their hands still bloody, try unsuccessfully to rally the people in the Roman Forum, invoking liberty and the restoration of the Republic. But the crowd remains cold and silent. Caesar's body, riddled with 23 stab wounds, is carried home by 3 slaves. A doctor will find that only one of the wounds was fatal. In the following days, a fragile reconciliation is attempted, but the reading of Caesar's will, which names Octavian his heir and adopted son, ignites the anger of his supporters. The funeral on March 20th is the spark that sets Rome ablaze. Antony's funeral oration, with Caesar's bloodied garments displayed to the people, unleashes an uncontrollable fury. The crowd creates a makeshift pyre in the Forum and cremates the body of their leader. The conspiracy, born to restore the Republic, has triggered a new era of civil wars. If this story of intrigue and betrayal has fascinated you, please give this video a like, leave a comment with your impressions, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss other compelling stories about the icons of history.